So leaderboards. So as we mentioned, we do have drift leaderboards now over here. But basically, these the top 6 right here kind of cover your standard. I'm a fast racing guy leaderboard. So circuit, drag, drift, oval, point-to-point time trial. These are these reward people who are good at the game by using the thumbs or playing with the wheel. What I find more interesting is because since I'm not a very fast Forza player, I like the fact that now we are actually celebrating tuners, graphic artists, designers, photographers, and directors. We have leaderboards now for all these different types of Forza players. So how we enable, how we actually judge how popular you are or how good you are as a tuner or a graphic artist is by something we call the storefront. The storefront you should think about as somewhat like a MySpace page on Xbox Live for Forza, or a YouTube, account profile type thing, where it's your little area in the Forza ecosystem where you put up your creations. So whether or not those are photographs you've taken, tuning files you've created based on the tunes for cars that you made, or paint jobs you've made for cars, or graphic logo type things that you made, or even replay videos. All of those things you can put on your storefront, and then people can visit that 24/7. So it's like your own little store on Xbox Live. And then you can set your items to be downloadable, purchased, or free. And you can also decide how much inventory there is. So for instance, this baseball logo right here, this guy right here created it. You can see he's used 77 layers to create this logo. It's been downloaded 10 times. It costs 1,000 in-game credits. And he's made it so that there's unlimited quantities, but you can, let's say, create something and say, I only want 10 of these things to exist in the world. You can set your quantity there, so it's a limited edition thing. And once it's sold out in the store, it's sold out. So
this is in addition to the actual auction house that you have?
Yeah, so we have the auction house, and then we have the storefront. I think a good way to see what the difference between the two is that the auction house in Forza 2 was the only way for people to share that content. Like if you painted a car, the only way you can show it to the world is through the auction house, right? Now the difference is auction house, you should think of it as a place where you buy cars. So, let's say somebody's selling a Ferrari 430. In the game, that'd be a couple $100,000 or credits. In the auction house, somebody might be selling it for like 90,000 credits or whatever, and you could get it for cheaper. You should see the storefront as a place to buy content that you put onto your cars. So you could shop for instance, let's say I want to buy a car design for X car. You can go in here and start and do a little search, right? Like you say, I want to buy it for. Well, if you did a search, it will filter by that search. But there's a car design for this Lancia. There's a R8 car design. So we can go over here and look at this. And you see Fried has designed this car. What you're buying here is not the car. What you're buying here is the paint job for the R8. So he's made it unlimited and it's free. So it's great for us. But some other folks could actually charge money for it. And then, again, you can rate this stuff. So if you really like this, I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to give it a 5. And if I really like his stuff, I can then even go to his storefront right off of this search. So everything's totally hyperlinked to each other. And then so I'm looking at Fred's storefront right here, and you go, wow, like what's this? Like he's made this Joker car. Yeah, he also happens to work at Turn 10. That's what the logo means right there. So that looks pretty sweet, right? And so so you can then rate that. And if you wanted to, you could actually mark Fred as a favorite, which basically you bookmark his store, so you can always come back later and see what Fred's up to. This is so this right here is called Turn 10 Picks, and this content right here is chosen by my team and I. So we're pretty much in touch with what people are working, what was the best content. So every day we're gonna have good stuff here to consume. Like the thing with Forza 2 was that we had a lot of good UGC, but it was hard to find it because if you didn't go deep into the forums and get to know people who were painting, or if you didn't spend all day on the auction house, it was hard for you to actually see the best stuff. And so this is an easy way for us to do it. Also, ForzaMotorsport.net will have all this stuff carrying over there. So again, the whole idea is to make the best stuff visible.